Here are your talking points from the Bruins' 4-1 win over Toronto in Game 2 of the first round. Gold star Brad Marchand has been criticized in the past for not always carrying over his regular season play into the postseason, but he was extremely good in Game 2 for the Bruins. Marchand ended up with the game-winning goal for his first-period strike that extended Boston's lead in the opening 20 minutes, and it was a beautiful play where a David Pastrnak spin-o-rama pass dropped to Marchand for the patient, pinpoint wrist shot. Marchand finished with a team-high 6 shots on net, 8 shot attempts and 3 takeaways and 20:44 of ice time to go along with his goal and 2 points, and he also did a good job of maintaining his cool in a game where things were getting out of control all over the ice between the two teams. Black Eye Nikita Zaitsev was pretty terrible in this one for the Maple Leafs. It was Zaitsev that turned the puck over in the first period after being hounded by David Backes and Danton Heinen, and that led to Boston's first goal for Charlie Coyle. Then it was Zaitsev again in the second period as he inexplicably gave up the puck down low to William Nylander in the Toronto zone, and then Nylander simply coughed it up unforced to Heinen waiting right in front of the net. It was an easy goal for Heinen and a tough night for Zaitsev, who finished with a -3 in 17:40 of ice time and made some pretty big mistakes all over the ice. The turning point for the Bruins was right out of the starting gate as Boston turned up the heat physically on the Maple Leafs, and then outshot Toronto by a 14-7 margin while scoring a pair of goals to give Boston a decent lead. The Bruins dominated the period physically, and they dominated on the scoreboard, and worked for the Lions' share of the chances in a game they desperately needed to win in order to even up the series heading to Toronto. Truth be told, the Bruins were so good that they probably even could have scored a couple more goals before it was all said and done in an impressive top-to-bottom effort in a first-round playoff game. But the Bruins did more than enough to win based on their start, and that's exactly what they did. Honorable mention, give the credit to David Backes, who injected some physical play and sneering attitude as he was introduced into the Game 2 lineup. Backes threw a team-high 7 hits in the game and assisted on the Bees' first goal of the game after he turned a puck over behind the Toronto net, and then found Charlie Coyle waiting all alone in front of the net. Backes finished with the assist and a +2 rating in 12:08 of ice time and fired 3 shots on net as well, while having some pretty good skating legs after sitting out the last week leading up to Saturday night's win. Backes clearly had something to prove after his power forward game and strong leadership abilities were left in the press box as a healthy scratch for Game 1, and he proved it by being a strong, effective player for Boston when they needed him. By the numbers, 63 Bruins winger Brad Marchand and No. 63 now has reached his uniform number in career playoff points, 63, after putting together a 1-goal, 2-point winning effort in Game 2. Quote to note, "We're not a team that runs from a physical game. It brings us the best in us at times." Bruce Cassidy, on a rambunctious Game 2 where the Bruins used physicality and a strong effort to take a 4-1 win and even up the best-of-7 series versus the Maple Leafs. Click here to download the new My Teams app by NBC Sports. Receive comprehensive coverage of your teams and stream the Celtics easily on your device.